Hi and Assalamualaikum. So before we get started, let me introduce myself. My name is Nur Ayu Nabila binti MS Ismail. Okay, so let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered and when you're scrolling through social media and you see this really cool car and you're like, whoa, that's the one. That is my dream car. And then you check the monthly payment and think, yeah, I can totally afford that. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I was exactly the same way before when I bought my first car at the age of 20. I honestly thought my only worry was making that monthly payment. Yeah, that's it. But a few months in, I quickly realized that the sticker price and the monthly installment, those were just the tip of the iceberg. There was so much more I didn't see coming. So yeah, I learned the hard way that owning a car comes with a whole bunch of hidden costs. And honestly, I don't want you guys to go through the same financial stress that I did. So I am here to avoid that. Now you might be thinking, why should I even care about this? Well, here's the thing. A lot of us in Gen Z are starting our first job. We are earning our own money and we're thinking about buying our first car. And if we don't understand the real cost upfront, we could end up in a really tight spot financially. And nobody wants that, right? So, what exactly do we need to know? I'm going to talk about two main things. First, we need to understand the full financial cost of buying and owning a car. And second, we need to understand the responsibilities that come with maintaining and taking care of it. Alright, let's start with the money side of things because honestly, that's where most of the surprise hide. So, when we see a car we like, what do we usually do? We just look at the price tag, right? We are like, oh, that's affordable, I can do that. But here's the thing, the initial cost is actually way more than just the car selling price. Like, according to experts like and Harmon, they said that first time buyers really need to think about financing, taxes, and insurance too. It's not just about the loan payment. Let me give you an example. You might have a budget for, let's say, 500 ringgit per month, and that sounds doable. But then, what happens when you suddenly need to pay for insurance in the same month, or road tax, or fuel, or maintenance? All of a sudden, that 500 ringgit doesn't look so manageable anymore. You could be caught completely off guard. Now, let me show you what the number actually look like. These data come from a study done in Japan, and honestly, it really puts things into perspective. So, the annual cost of owning a car, and this is without including the purchase price, has a median of about 222,000 yen. Okay, that might seem pretty manageable, but look at what happened when you actually add in the cost of purchasing the car. The median expense jumped all the way up to 490,000 yen. That's more than double. And here's the scary part. In the worst case scenario, the total annual cost can go from 887,000 yen all the way up to 1.39 million yen when the purchase is included. I mean, that's a huge difference, right? So, what's the lesson here? It's pretty clear. Actually, the initial purchase cost significantly increase your annual financial burden. So before you even think about test driving a car, you really need to calculate your total budget, not just monthly payment, but you need to look at the whole pictures. Okay, let's say you have figured out your budget, you have done the math, and you finally bought the car, and you are good to go. Well, not exactly, and this bring me to my second point, the responsibilities of actually maintaining a car. Because here's the truth, being able to afford the car is only half the battle. Keeping it on the road, that's the other half. You see, regular vehicle maintenance is absolutely necessary. You need to be prepared for things like engine oil, brake pad, tire replacement, servicing, and battery checks. And this thing is really important. Now, a lot of people think of maintenance as just this annoying expense that you have to deal with. But honestly, it's really an investment. And because if you take care of this thing regularly, you can catch small problem early because they turn into huge expensive repair bills. And trust me, you do not want to stuck with a massive repair bill out of nowhere. And like and Harmon said, the expert I mentioned earlier, they actually emphasize that maintaining is one of the most important factors to consider even when you are choosing which car to buy. So my advice, make sure you set aside part of your budget just for regular servicing. Your future self will thank you for that. And finally, owning a car isn't just about under the hood. It's about legal and safety responsibility as well. So, as a car owner, you are responsible for making sure your car has valid insurance and road tax. You have to comply with all the legal requirements to drive on public road. And honestly, that's non-negotiable. But it doesn't stop there. Responsible ownership also means being safe. This means doing simple checks before you drive, like checking your tire pressure, making sure your brakes are working properly, and ensuring your lights are on or functioning. These small things can make a huge difference. And also, you need to be prepared for the unexpected. And with that, I'm talking about breakdowns, like flat tires or even accident. It's not fun to think about that, but it's part of being a responsible car owner. Okay, let's wrap everything up. And buying your first car is honestly such an exciting milestone. I remember how it felt, and I'm sure many of you are looking forward to it too. But it's much bigger step than just picking out a color or a model that look cool. As we have talked about today, Gen Z really needs to be prepared for the full financial costs like insurance, maintenance, road tax, and all of the things that I have mentioned before. And we also need to be really ready for the responsibility that come with keeping that car safe and roadworthy. So my final thought, a car gives you the freedom to go wherever you want, whenever you want. It's an amazing feeling, but that freedom, it comes with a cost and a responsibility. So before you ask yourself, which car do I want? I really encourage you to ask yourself the more important question. Can I afford not to not to only buy this car, but also to own it and take care of it? That's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helped you to decide when you want to buy your first car. Bye bye.